You ready? Here we go. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? On today's show, we got some good topics, including getting caught up with everything that I've been doing in this past week, which has been absolutely insane, and kind of getting back into the normal routine and swing of things. We'll recap yesterday's React stuff. We've got some game news to cover today. We'll talk about the upcoming schedule, as well as some other developments that have happened over the last 24 hours that you might be interested in. So, it's going to be a more chill day, more relaxed, but at the same time, we're going to have a good time right here on the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 13th of August, 2024. I hope you're all doing well. Take a look at the background. Man, does this background pop now with this new camera? I mean, look how well it picks up green. Green used to look terrible on this old camera I was using, and now, holy moly, does it shine and come out, right? And the one difference is today I'm not doing anything on my gaming PC on the first stream, so because of that, it's not on. So for the first time in like a week, I don't have my nice gaming PC color matched with my background. It feels very empty, the room. Without the gaming PC on and the lights all around me, it feels empty. It's very weird. Anyway, I hope I find you all well. And I hope you're ready to chill today. This will be a more relaxing, less drama podcast. Just, you know, for sure. Now that the dust is kind of settling a little bit, in regards to me appearing on the Kino Casino show and doing co-op reacts and everything. That's a good thing. We do want to get back into a normal routine here on the channels and everything. So definitely, if you're looking forward to that because, you know, you're a longtime fan, we are getting back to normalcy around here. Although I do have an update for everyone regarding that whole situation. I want to talk about what I did yesterday with all my React stuff. I want to talk about updates regarding not only my setup, actually, and stuff with my setup that's going on right now, that actually is in flux, if you can believe it, there's more going on, but also, excuse me, I want to talk about my ongoing efforts to flip my content for easy digestibility and to cover important topics that I feel people should know about, okay? So, for example, you may not have noticed this, but last week, I started clipping stuff here on DSPGaming out of my podcasts, okay? Now, I'm not saying that I will always clip stuff out of my podcasts only, but definitely with this podcast being about an hour to an hour and a half long every time that I do it every day, it may be very difficult for someone to find a specific important issue that they want to hear about or even know that me talking about that exists in said show. So, what I will try to do, and I'm certainly not guaranteeing this every single day, but on days when I have some extra time after my late stream, I'll try to sit down and look at the podcast and say, what's the important stuff to happen? Can we highlight that and break it out and make it a separate clip? So, for example, okay, in the last week, FYI, I've clipped the following clips and put them up on the channel under a new playlist that's called DSP Stream Highlights. Kino Casino versus the Side-Scrollers, DSP Feltsum. That was when I was talking about what a different experience I had being on Kino Casino versus how poorly the side-scrollers treated me. And basically, I you know, tore the side-scrollers a new asshole. Then there was one, Ubisoft buys creators with Disneyland trips in order to have them kiss the butt of Star Wars Outlaws. That was a whole news story that I felt was very pertinent and needed to be broken out of the show. Excuse me. Then I had a clip about my full thoughts about appearing on Kino Casino for the first time, basically complimenting the guys. Then I had a video where I got this crown and I tried to put it on, and hilariously, it doesn't fit. Okay, and that one I've actually been using as the intro to the show over the last week. Then we have a clip where I'm basically giving my thoughts about my own upcoming documentary that's being made by June the King that will likely be released by the end of this month, from what I'm being told. It's not guaranteed, but it's a likelihood. Then I'd have a story about how I just got scammed as I tried to buy another crown that would fit, and I got completely ripped off. And then lastly, this is the new clip that I just put out last night. I highlighted how the whole Review Tech USA React event that I did on Sunday with the Kino Casino guys almost didn't happen. That we had last minute, unpredictable technical difficulties that almost made the entire thing get canceled. All right. And that would have been good because we had 3,000 viewers sitting there watching us, waiting for us to start. Can you imagine if we couldn't get it going? Now, that's just on this channel, okay? Over on the DSP Reacts channel, people are going to hear it. Sorry, because I think it just played a clip there. Over on the DSP Reacts channel, what my goal is over the course of, say, the next week to 2 weeks, take highlights and interesting clips out of that 4-hour React to the Review Tech documentary and put them as separate videos on the channel. That way, if you don't have 4 hours to watch it, you could still get some of the highlights of what went down during that React, and maybe it'll encourage you to go check out the raw video, okay? So, today, the first clip I put out yesterday, and this was DSP reveals the briefcase of Dickens, or Dickers, excuse me, not Dickens, the briefcase of Dickers. And this was when I showed the briefcase full of poker chips, which we were going to take a little bit away every time that basically Rich made a big mistake in the documentary. And then this morning, I just put out a new one, literally 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. DSP reacts to RTU's infamous mom intrusion clip. This is the clip where, during one of his live streams, his mother busted into his filming setup to tell him something about one of his kids, and he completely blew her off to keep streaming, okay? So, what I'm going to do is do stuff, but what I need, here's what I need from you guys, okay? Because I do need help. Everything here is, like I said, interactive. It all is based on your guys' opinions and everything. I need to know what clips you think are interesting, okay? Like, what was the most interesting thing that happened, say, during this podcast, or what moments did you like from the live React on Sunday that you would like to see me break out as clips? Because the thing is, I was there for all 4 hours. I remember a few things, and that's what I'm trying to remember off the top of my head and kind of skim through and highlight. But I don't have 4 hours to sit here and rewatch it. So, I need your help. I really do. I need your aid in trying to figure this out and doing the right thing. So, please let me know. I mean, if you have any suggestions now in chat, or if you want to, you know, leave a comment on this video of some of the stuff that you think are the highlights of the video or highlights of the documentary, excuse me, the React to the documentary, please help me out there. I'm a one-man show. I'm doing it myself. I don't have anyone working on this because someone's like, oh, why don't you have your editors do it? My editors are very busy. My editors are every single day working on piecing together, upscaling, adding frame rate, clearing and scrubbing audio, all right, thumbnails and all of that on the videos over on DSP Throwback, and making me thumbnails for all of my videos across all of my channels, okay? They're already inundated with work, so I can't ask even more from them. That's just not fair nor possible, okay? I need to have myself put in some work here, and I'm willing to do it as long as we can figure out exactly what it is would be good highlights. I don't want to just make them for the sake of making them, and then they're not good. See what I'm saying? So please let me know. Share your thoughts, and, you know, I'd be willing to listen to feedback, and hopefully that'll help, all right? So expect clips. Now, it's not going to be every day, and also, it won't always just be the podcast here. If I have a very eventful day in a new game or whatever, I'd be more than willing to, like, clip that and break out some gameplay and stuff as a clip as well. The question is, what's the most important, or what's the most exciting stuff in gameplay for the day, too? That's another thing. When I'm sitting here playing games so often, it's hard for me to figure out what's the highlight, what's the exciting thing that people want to see. So, again, I need your feedback. Did I do a clip of me blowing the cucumber? When did I blow the cucumber? I didn't have a cucumber. Did I impersonate Rich blowing the cucumber? Okay. So, and by the way, if you guys aren't aware, there's a guy who has like 10 sock accounts, and he's in the chat right now with 5 or 6 of them. And I'm just going to ban him slowly over the day and not say anything. If you see me banning accounts out of nowhere, it's because it's the sock accounts and I'm just getting rid of them. Okay, cool. Okay, so so that's happening right now. That's one of the big changes, is you're going to see clips on this channel and on the React channel over time. Now, another change that you guys are going to see soon, but I'm not sure exactly when yet. There's an upgrade happening. The soundproofing foam behind me is going to be improved. I've had this soundproofing foam behind me on the wall for 10 years. No lie, I got it about 10 years ago, and it's good, it's fine, it serves its purpose. It stops big echo in my room. When I'm in here and I'm talking, there's not a lot of echo. There's a little bit, but not a lot. There used to be a ton. Like, this room used to sound like a cave until I got all this soundproofing foam. Because those who don't know, I actually have soundproofing foam all over the room. So I have 16 square feet of it behind me on the wall. I have a strip of it directly to the left of me on this wall. That's like 6 feet. And then on the back walls, I have 4 square foot and 4 square foot on those back walls to absorb. And then on this wall, which is my biggest wall to the right, I have another 12 square feet. And then on another wall over here, I have another 6 square feet. So I've got a lot of soundproofing foam hanging in this office to dampen the sound, okay? However, now with the new upgrade of my setup, now you guys are seeing better things. The camera is amazing. The color and everything is popping. I want to do something better. And so I got some, excuse me. Here's the truth. I was already speaking with someone, excuse me, about them donating soundproofing foam. Okay? This is already happening. And we were in talks about it, and then all of a sudden someone gifted me this gaming PC. And then, of course, the PC became the highlight for the week. And then I appeared on the Kino Casino show. And then we had the co-op react. So basically all this has been going so crazy that it kind of, I forgot all about it, honestly. I stopped talking to the person about it. And then we resumed the conversation in the last couple days. And basically the person said, I still want to donate it. I was like, wow, that's nice of you, considering the fact that everyone saw that I had a great stream on Sunday. It's really nice of you to still say you wanted to donate it, because you obviously didn't have to do that. And they're like, no, I want to do it. You know, I was already going to do it. I totally want to do this and help you out. So, FYI, yes, once again, it's donated. All right. I could have bought it myself, but it's donated. I just want to make this clear that this, you know, not that it matters, right? But anyway, and by the way, thank you to those who are contributing right now. I see I got a tip. I just got a big super chat. I do shout outs for all contributions near the end of the show, like the last third of the podcast. I like to get through my talking topics first, then news, then that. So thank you. And I assure you, I will give you a nice, thorough thankfulness speech. The king will give a speech of thankfulness at the end of the show and answer any questions attached to these contributions, okay? So thank you so very much. Okay, so that soundproofing foam behind me is going to be upgraded. I'm going to get a much more visually appealing soundproofing foam, and this soundproofing foam also is supposed to be of much better quality, okay? So that's going to change. It's going to be different shape, different design. You're going to see. When is it coming? I don't know. It was ordered overnight, and they just sent me the first tracking link, but it doesn't work yet because it hasn't actually shipped. Once I know, I'll look into it. And then obviously, I need to figure out, you know, how to mount it on the wall. Right now, up there, all I have is like 2-sided tape and or those permanent hanging sticky tab things, and it's worked for 10 years. So I know those will work, but I also don't know if I want to use that again because this might need something different. I'm not sure. I think it comes with stuff to hang it, but I don't know how good it is. So I got to see when it arrives, okay? But anyway, yeah, basically, the background is going to look even better. Because here's the thing. Some of my editors have actually complained to me and said, Phil, you have a better camera now, right? You look much better on camera, which is great. It helps us to grab you and use you for, like, thumbnails and stuff. The problem is your background is pure, like, dark. So you have dark hair on a dark background, and we can't really grab you nicely. Like, your head is hard to edit that out, you know? So now, hopefully, with this new backdrop, it'll look a little better. I don't know. Actually, you know, you never know till you get it and you inspect it and everything and you hang it. But yeah, so soon, not immediately, but soon when it shows up, I should be upgrading my background, and that soundproofing foam will be going away, and there'll be new, different foam behind me, okay? So that's something else. So clips are going on right now on every channel. Please give me your feedback on when you want to see clipped. And my setup's going to be upgraded, you know, soon. Hopefully within the next week. But again, I don't know exactly when it's going to show up. So, now, something else I want to talk about. Quickly, let's recap yesterday's streams, because there's an update regarding DSP Throwback, a goof up I made. And I want to let everyone know what's going on with that, because you might be very confused, like what the hell happened over there. So, yesterday was React Day. Normally, my React Day would be Sunday, but as you know, with the Review Tech documentary dropping on Sunday, I had to focus on that. And so I decided to have my regular React Day of my clip show and my retro React stream on Monday instead. How did it go? It went good. And I'll tell you this, we definitely got some more viewers on the show than usual, and particularly on the DSP versus the Internet clip show. I noticed we had more viewership, and a few people joined as members and actually now are submitting clips for next week's show. I was like, great. To be very honest and transparent with you guys, we haven't had new attention for the show in a while. A lot of people wrote the show off and said it was boring and whatever. Personally, I liked it, and we had enough supporters via memberships to keep the show going weekly anyway. I mean, I only do it once a week. It wasn't like I was spending an insane amount of time on the show. But now to have new eyes on it, a few new viewers, and a few people joined as new members, that's excellent. That not only does that mean the show's going to get a new invigoration because we're going to get new people submitting clips, but it gives me a little bit more confidence that maybe it wasn't the show that was the problem. It's that I can never get new viewers to check out my content because of the amount of hate against me, right? So now that we got some new viewers and new supporters, maybe the show will do better. All right. But anyway, so FYI, 3 clips now are live from the show yesterday, and 3 clips, or it's actually parts, it's 30-minute parts. 3 more will go live over the course of the week. But if you're a member on the DSP Reacts channel, you can actually watch the archive stream in its entirety right now. Members on the channel can see it right away. Okay? So, give it a look. Hopefully you enjoy the content on the channel. Right now, the big thing going on the channel is obviously the Review Tech React. Up to 31,000 views and climbing within like a day. Because I basically, it went live around like 11 p.m. midnight on Sunday night into Monday. So technically it's been about a day and a half and has 31,000 views and climbing. So this is excellent. It's going to help the channel. It's going to boost the channel. Yes, it made me a ton of money. Excellent. You know, so awesome that happened. And it's going to help a lot around here. Particularly, it's going to help next month when I actually get paid for the performance of that event, you know? Now, on DSP Throwback last night, I did a retro React stream where I started to react to my original PS Home walkthroughs that I did way back in the day. The first one I ever did was in 2008. My original camera that wasn't even widescreen or HD. Crooked pointed at my HD TV to fit it in the frame. Running around exploring what's in PS Home. It was only 9 videos, so we got through all of them in the one stream, which was great. It was actually good to do it all in one sitting and not have it split up. It was fun just to go down memory lane and see what was available at PS Home literally during that like first week that it was ever live. It was bare bones, but it was kind of an interesting new experiment from Sony. We had a good time. The audience was great. We had a good chill time interacting and talking and chatting and laughing. And now, next week, we're going to do it again, but this time it's going to be 2009, a whole full year into PS Home existing to see what they've added. Apparently, they added a ton of content, and this is actually HD now, where I have my HD camera. So it's going to look better and everything. So anyway, I made 4 videos. Each video is roughly around half an hour. And my plan was that I was going to upload 1 video a day over the course of the week. But what happened was I screwed up, and this is totally on me. I screwed it all up, and I accidentally released part 1 and part 3 last night, which obviously made no sense. And I didn't notice this until I was going to bed. And when I was going to bed, I looked, and it said part 1 and 3 were live, but not part 2. So, of course, now everyone's confused. Where's part 2? I said, oh, man. So I looked at it. I said, oh, part 2, I'll just make live now, too. And I was going to do part 4. Part 4 flagged for ad suitability. Like, oh, YouTube, you stupid, incredibly dumb website. There's nothing in those videos that would be ad unsuitable whatsoever. It's just a guy running around with a silly avatar, playing mini games, and being dumb. There's nothing offensive in the videos. The AI is so incredibly stupid, okay? So, I basically submitted it for review and went to sleep, woke up this morning, and it had been cleared. So now, all 4 of those PS Home videos are live. You can watch that whole, 2+ hours of me exploring PS Home in 2008 and reacting to it on the DSP Throwback channel right now. But the problem is two other issues. Number one, that there was a monkey wrench into my release plans, because every day I've been releasing a new part of either Grand Theft Auto Vice City or the Red Dead Redemption online co-op that I did with John Rambo back in the day. And and basically, I don't want to flood the channel with videos. So I was like, ooh, I should probably delay the release of Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead like a day, so that way the channel doesn't have too many videos on it in one day. And then it didn't matter anyway, because guess what? Those videos were flagged for ad suitability. So I had to submit those for the ad suitability review anyway. And the funny part is those also did like clear up. So now I can make them live whenever. So as of today, PS Home is fully live. We basically put GTA and Red Dead on hold for a day. But those will continue starting tomorrow. Okay? And I hope you guys are enjoying them. Someone had just said in the chat, I forget, I apologize because you scrolled off the screen. I didn't get to see your name. But they said, I made a joke in the chat. Oh, someone said the GTA Vice City videos has some parts that seem muted. What's going on with that? 2 things. Number one, in order to have any video monetized on YouTube, you literally cannot swear in the first 60 seconds. If I pressed record and I said, hey guys, fuckity fuck, immediately the video gets demonetized. Okay? Now, being that these are raw gameplay videos being edited together years ago, we can't control what I said in them. Years ago, this wasn't a thing. Now it is. So my editors, when they put these videos together, if there's any hard swearing or anything in the first minute, they have to mute it. So you might hear some blips in the dialogue because they have to do that. Or I can't put ads on my videos. Okay? That's number one. Number two, the copyrighted music. When I played that game back in the day, I had all the music on. It's all licensed, copyrighted. If we leave the music in intact, the videos will get muted and taken down. So we have to have those videos run through this editor, and it makes it safe to be played on YouTube. You'll hear some music, or you'll hear like half a song. Like you'll hear maybe the background music, but not the lyrics. Sometimes you actually hear the lyrics and not the music. I've heard that too. Like you're driving around, you hear the guy singing, but I don't hear any rock playing. Like, what? You know? But that's how we had to do it to get YouTube to clear these videos and not flag them down and mute them and block them. So that might be another thing you're hearing, is that the editors had to do this kind of sound manipulation in order to get the videos live. And again, I apologize, but I would much rather have it that way than have half the videos blocked, which is what happened with the original playthrough, which is why we're restoring it to begin with. Okay? Okay. Jade, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so FYI, that's what's going on with DSP Throwback. I'm sorry that's all messy over there right now with the videos, but I promise you now we will get back into the regular swing of things, okay? All right, so schedule-wise, what can you guys expect this week? Today, we're back to gameplay, all right? And today it's going to be Nintendo World Championships, NES Edition, on the Switch. What we're going to do, once again, we're going to see how my results were from last week's World Championship run. I think I did really well on the Zelda 2 run, because there was a Zelda 2 challenge to kill a particular enemy as fast as you could. And I found a way, I kind of glitched him into the wall so he wouldn't jump. And I was able to kill him very fast. I mean, I had an S rank at like 7.3 seconds. Then I glitched him and I killed him in like 6 seconds. And I'm like, dude, that's a huge chunk of time saved. And I'm wondering if I'm going to get a really good ranking on that one or not. We'll see. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll check that result. We'll do more speed runs in the games that I haven't done yet. And we'll do the new weekly challenge, whatever it may be. Okay? So it's going to be a fun time. It's always a fun time. And it's good for variety, too. You know, I only play about once a week. It's good for variety, and I'm excited for it. I hope that you guys will stick around after the podcast if you're interested in some good retro gameplay with some challenge aspect to it, okay? Tonight on the late stream, Street Fighter 6 returns. First time in many days now that I played Street Fighter 6. We're going to get Blanca to master. It's actually one of the reasons why I made the background green today. It's in honor of Blanca. We're going to get Blanca to master this time, all right? He's right there. He only needs, like, maybe 5-6 more match wins. Of course, I need to get them without losing. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, I'm hoping to get him to master, and after that, we can decide, do we want to keep going with Blanca tonight, or do I maybe want to switch over to Honda? Because Honda's only in 3-star Diamond. He's in the weeds right now. And we got to grind with him quite a lot to get him to master. So maybe that's what we should do, is play with some Honda after. We'll decide on the fly, okay? But Street Fighter 6 tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, on the gaming PC. Looking great, playing great. Cannot wait. Cool. Okay. Tomorrow, it will be the premiere of System Shock Remake on my gaming PC on the first stream. I'm excited for this. I've heard many good things about the System Shock Remake. I've heard that it basically was the game that inspired BioShock. It's creepy. It's difficult. I don't know anything about it. I literally have never seen anything of it or anything. This remake could be pretty good. I'm excited for it. Can't wait to try it out with you guys tomorrow and see how that goes. And then tomorrow night, to end my streaming week, will be a late night chill stream of Stardew Valley fun. So Stardew Valley on deck too. I'm really excited for that. We just started winter and are working on upgrading the barn so we can get pigs and other animals and stuff. That's going to be pretty fun. I'm off from streaming on Thursday. Okay, I hope you all have a good day. Maybe get caught up with all the amazing amount of content I've been putting out. Friday, the day stream, we're going to do more System Shock. And then Friday night will be Friday Night Fights. Okay, and then basically Saturday will be another day of gameplay. I'm not sure if that'll be my Nintendo World Championships day or not. Saturday night we'll probably do Stardew. Sunday will now be my React day. Okay, where I do the two typical shows. Monday, again, will be variety of content. Maybe I'll put Street Fighter 6 as the day stream on Monday for variety. But I'll probably continue with System Shock. And then Tuesday, 1 week from today, is the release of Black Myth Wukong. I want you to think about this. We're already halfway through August. Did I not say, because of all the crazy stuff that's going on, right? I had a camera upgrade. I had a PC upgrade. I'm on the Kino Casino show. I'm doing this live react with Kino Casino. Because of all of this, time has flown by. Does it feel like Black Myth Wukong is right around the corner? No, it doesn't. But it is. It's actually pretty insane to think that. But I'm definitely excited to see how this game is going to perform on this new PC. And obviously to play it. You know, we've all seen stuff from this game for several years. So you got to hope that the game is good. Okay, I hope so. It's the first big new release in a while. And so I'll be juggling that with other stuff for a while. Now keep in mind also, at some point, likely by the end of the month, it's not guaranteed, but at some point, likely by the end of the month, my documentary may actually drop from June the King, okay? Sorry, I got distracted. I shouldn't have picked up my phone. Yeah, so whenever that drops, I'm going to start reacting to it. And what I'm going to do is days that are half and half, meaning I'll do a podcast in the morning followed by gameplay of a game. And then my night stream will be me reacting to my own documentary, and probably in like 2-hour chunks. And if the documentary is as long, as June the King says, over 4 hours long, you can imagine how long it's going to take me to react to it. For example, the Review Tech doc, 90 minutes, took us over 4 hours to react to. So now you can imagine a 4-hour documentary about me will probably take me like 10 plus hours. We're talking maybe 5-6 days of reacting to this thing to wrap it up, right? So, likely, I will do it exactly the same way as I just did this last one. But the thing is, because people are saying, well, he reacted to the Kino Casino guys. I can't. It's going to be nightly streams for like a week. They're not going to literally drop their entire schedule to appear on my streams and my content for a whole week. Think about how ridiculous that would be. Hey, guys, could you, like, not work for a week and make no money to come over and be a part of my content for a week? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work, you see? So, it is what it is. Now, maybe, just maybe, right? Once I'm done reacting to it, if they wanted me to be on their show to talk about it, right, then I'd definitely be open to that. Because I'm sure everyone is going to be watching this thing and reacting to it and destroying me. We already talked about this the last few days, so I don't want to talk about it again. But, you know, I'm sure absolutely sure that those guys are going to probably want to have a discussion with me about it. Okay. So I would think that's probably what's going to happen is a whole lot of reacting to my own thing and then maybe talking with them about it after the fact. Okay. There's also the possibility, I don't know yet, that I may actually like do an interview with June the King because he was interested in that ages ago when he first told me he was doing a documentary on it. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I would probably consider doing that, do an interview with him after the documentary's done. But I mean, it was like over a year ago when we had that conversation. So, so that's the kind of content you can expect for the rest of the month, essentially. Plus, there's other games coming out. For example, Star Wars Outlaws, the Black Ops 6 beta is coming out, and I cannot wait to try that on my new PC, amongst other things. But one thing that I want to address before we get on to game news and everything. So I have an update on the whole Metokur situation. So, you know, Mr. Metokur, I don't know much about him at all. Matter-of-factly, the only thing I know about this guy is supposedly he really crapped on me over the years. He really just, like, was another person to dump on me and say negative things about me in his content. And that's really the only way I knew him. Okay? So, you know, over the years, when that's all you hear, you pay no attention to any of it. Or I don't. I phase out all my detractors, all the people who say negative things about me. I don't want to hear about them. I just want to focus on my own stuff, my positive stuff. So now that I've appeared on Kino Casino, those guys have told me about this guy and said, listen, he has actually always wanted to, like, interview you publicly or have a conversation with you publicly. That's why a couple years ago when I was interested, I was telling the internet, hey, I want to do an interview. He stepped forward and was one of the people who offered to interview me. And at that point, I was like, I would consider it. And then literally I went on YouTube. And the first clip I found of him, I said, let me click on this one. I click on it to hear him. And he's saying the N-word in it over and over. And I'm like, that's just what I mean. Like my reputation is not bad enough. If I do an interview with this guy, everyone's going to say, so Phil did the interview with the worst guy on the internet who says all these horrible things. So I basically said, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But now, some things have changed. I talked to Kino Casino. These guys are basically telling me, Metokur, yes, has been very critical of me over the years, but at the same time has respect for me in many ways. He actually went after the Sons of Kojima back in the day and exposed them for who they were. He was one of the people who massively covered the false escort story that was completely fabricated by nut jobs over in, like, fucking Eastern Europe or something crazy like that. So basically, he has positively covered me as well, or at least tried to do things to expose my trolls at times. And apparently he's doing very poorly. He's sick with cancer. And, you know, that's why he actually doesn't even make consistent content anymore, because a lot of the times he's injured, he's in pain. And they asked me, the Kino Casino guys asked me, would I do a stream with him? I said, I don't see why not. As long as it's in an environment that's kind of a neutral environment. And what I mean by that is, like, if he and I did it directly with each other, I don't know how well it would go over. But if you're doing it like on a third-party show like Kino Casino, where I'm friendly with them, he's friendly with them, it kind of makes more sense. You know, you got like a mediator in between, too, to help to bring the heads together. Because in truth, I have absolutely no idea at all why he wants to talk to me. I have no clue. I don't know this guy, okay, at all. So, you know, I said, you know what? With all the things considered, all this crazy stuff going on, yeah, I would consider it. So after we did the co-op commentary on Review Tech the other day, basically I talked a little bit after the stream went offline with those guys, and they were like, one of the things you absolutely should consider is having a talk with Metokur, because, you know, right now he's not doing good, and it would be amazing. The internet would love it. He would love it. Everyone would love this. And I said, listen, I'm open-minded. In fact, I was never against this kind of stuff in the past. It's just that everyone looked at me in such a negative light that it didn't make sense. Now, things are changing. Sure, I would consider it. So, I saw that yesterday, Andy had actually tweeted Metokur on Twitter about it. And a whole bunch of people chimed in, oh, yeah, this is a good idea. So, I liked it and retweeted it. And basically, like, the whole, like half day had passed. And there was no response. And I'm like, I don't know if he didn't see it. I don't know if maybe he thinks it's a bad idea. So I decided I was going to, of my own accord, do a tweet at Metokur and just say, hey, to be honest, I don't really know who you are. All I've heard about you is that you kind of like made fun of me over the years, but I've also heard that you really want to like meet me and talk with me, whether it's publicly or maybe if you just want to do it privately in DMs or whatever. I'm down for it. All right, I'm here. Hit me up. Let me know what you want to do. So I did that last night right before I went to sleep. Okay, and I woke up this morning, and there was no response to it. But then, as I'm searching through tweets and things, someone sent me a tweet, and it actually was from Metokur this morning. And Metokur had posted up and said, so FYI, I heard that like Andy Worski is trying to do almost like a Make-A-Wish stream with me and DSP because I've always wanted to do that, and I appreciate that. But right now, I'm really sick. I have some bones that I broke. Like, he's really in massive pain and on meds and everything. He's like, it's going to be a while before I feel like I'm going to be able to stream anything. So I appreciate it, but maybe somewhere down the line. All right. So basically I tweeted back at him and I just said, man, dude, whenever you're ready, I'll be here. And that's where we left it. And that's where we're going to leave it for now. I'm assuming, until he feels better. So again, I don't know the guy. I can't say a word about him besides all I know is public stuff. Like, he hated me at one point. I have no clue why he wants to meet with me, but I have a much more open mind about it now. I'm willing to do it. So I wish him the best. I hope he gets better. And when he gets better, I'm totally down for it. It just doesn't sound like it's going to be anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. What can you do? That's life, right? Stuff happens. You got to deal with it. Sucks. But, you know. Anyway, so there you go. That's the situation with that. And I hope that explains where we are at with that. So when you ask me, well, what's the next thing you're going to do at Kino Casino? I literally have no idea. Like, I think this was going to probably try to be the next thing. Obviously, this is off the table now. So what we'll do is see what else is going on. Like I said, I do not want to be on their show once a week. I don't want it to be a regular thing. People are like, Phil, be the third chair. Be the third chair on their show. I mean, that's not what it's about, okay? Because then, again, the reason that this has blown up so positively in the last 2 weeks is because it's fresh, it's new, it's different, and no one expected it, right? If it becomes a regular thing all the time, now it's not special anymore. And people will get bored with it. And I don't want people to get bored with it, right? I want to be here. I got a lot of my own content to work on right now. I got games I'm playing with the new PC. My setup I'm upgrading. New games next week. My own documentary coming out to react to. I'm a busy dude, right? It's not like I'm sitting here, oh, I'm so bored, man. Really wish those guys would have me on again. It's not the case, right? I'm pretty busy. So, once something else happens development-wise, maybe I get an idea, maybe they get an idea, maybe there's a reason for me to do like another crossover appearance or whatever, I'll let you guys know. The way I see it, right, is I really think that after my documentary comes out, there's going to be people who are going to want to interview me, and that would be a more appropriate time to appear again. Especially after I've had a chance to react to my own documentary, because I know what's in it and everything to respond. So maybe that'll be the next thing. I know, because someone just said in chat, well, they've expressed a desire to like hang out with you and play games and stuff. You're right. Like, they said that. Can we do a game stream? Here's the thing. So I guess Andy plays Tekken 8. As you guys know, I played Tekken 8 for like a month. And I actually got pretty good at it. I got through all the ranks all the way up to like purple with Yoshimitsu. I probably could have gotten higher ranked with King and Paul and June if I played more with them. But I really focused in on Yoshimitsu when I played, right? But then I completely dropped it. I haven't played it since like early February because I went back to Street Fighter 6 and that's been my focus. Could I play Tekken 8 against Andy? Yes. Would I really care or get much fun out of it? Probably not. Because I guarantee you, number one, he probably doesn't play it at the level that I was playing it at. You know what I mean? Like, what I would do, I'd probably go back. I save files of each game I play over the year. And I'd probably watch some of my own videos with Paul, King, Yoshimitsu. Just learn the basics back. Just to get, get the rust off. And I'd probably be able to jump right back into it without too much difficulty. But it's like, how can I say? I'm not saying I'm hot shit when it comes to fighting games, right? I'm not. But I know that I am on a higher level than the casual player. And Andy sounds to me like the casual player. He likes the game. He plays it from time to time. But he's not some tournament player. He's not bragging about how good he is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the viability or what the entertainment factor would be to play these guys in fighting games, Tekken, Street Fighter 6, whatever. I just don't get it, right? I get it for them. They're like, oh, play us, you know, it'll be fun. I don't think it's going to be fun. I just say, I don't think it's going to be fun at all, right? I think it's going to be a spanking that's like one-sided and be like, damn. And the funny part about that is you'd be like, well, why don't you let them win a few times? I mean, well, what's the fun in that? What's the fun in that? There's no fun in that. You just have to play and play your best at all times. That's how I am in fighting games. Other games, I don't care. But in fighting games, like I have that mentality. No, if you're going to play a fighting game, you're just going to play good. You're going to play well at all times. There's no time that you that you will handicap yourself. You know what I'm saying? You must play. So, but I think you see the point I'm making. Like, it's funny, right? It's funny to joke about it. But when we actually get to do it, let's say if we did it, I don't think it would be funny at all. I don't think it would be entertaining. It would be like, okay, round 1, fight. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, shit. Round 2, fight. Boom, boom, boom. Round 3, fight. Oh, look, he's doing the combo throw. Oh, my God, 80% life. Okay. Oh, that was fast. Wow. So now we're going to do this again? Or is one match enough? You know what I'm saying? I've been there, done that. Where you have like these dream matches. Oh, this person versus this person, but one person is actually like a really good with one-sided. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know. I just don't see it being very fun. Okay, but that was the only other thing that we were talking about doing at this point. You know, another thing that we talked about is doing a stream just about games, like talking about games, the history of games, our favorite video games, how games have changed over time. That is exactly the kind of content I would like to be involved in. I have been a gaming YouTuber for 16 years. I have a lot to add. I've seen this industry change firsthand, covering it live every single day, right? And also, I've been a lifelong gamer. You know, I was around in the 1980s playing Pong, playing the Atari 7800, NES, Super NES, Genesis, all the way through to the modern day. You know, I know the history of consoles. I've been there for it. I could talk all about this stuff. So, I really think that could be fun too. But I guess the question is, how fun would that be for an audience? A lot of the casino audience is, let's be honest, you guys are there for jokes and drama, right? A serious stream with me and those guys talking about games is not going to have much jokes and drama. It's going to be more topical, which is good. It's good to do variety content. And I think I should emphasize that. It's actually very good to do variety content. And maybe that's then something interesting to do in the future, you know? But it's up to them, you know, because I think they were kind of really leaning towards me doing something with Metokur, and that's not possible right now. So I'll leave the ball in their court. If they have any ideas of stuff that they want to do, I'm open to the possibility. I just don't know if me, you know, wiping the pavement with them in a fighting game is really going to be the most entertaining thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get, I don't understand how that would be very fun. You know, it is what it is. Okay. Well, folks, I finally did it. I made my own oopsie poopsie. I've literally been talking game news for about 10 minutes now, and I forgot to resume the recording because I had to blow my nose. So I goofed. I screwed up. I guess what I'll have to do is I can clip the news segment out of this stream and make it a separate clip highlight so that you guys can see the gaming news segment if you didn't catch this live. Okay? I guess what I'll have to do, because it will be in there for the stream, but it won't be in there for the on-demand video, and that's my fault. So if you're watching this on demand, there's a chunk missing. I will highlight that, cut it out of the stream later, and I will upload that as a separate clip on the channel. Okay? Cool? Sorry about that. I made a big goof. Okay. Cool. All right. Lastly, and this is a story that I'm confused about because it seems like everyone on social media is arguing about it. So as you guys know, earlier this year, okay, Helldivers 2 was a breakout star of a game, both on you know, PC and on PS5. They had a giant player base. Everyone was playing this thing co-op, enjoying it, you know, new content was being added and all of that. I played it a little late, but I played it for about a month on and off, right? You know what I'm saying? And so after about a month of playing it, okay, I kind of got bored. And the reason I kind of got bored is because there wasn't really much new to do. It was the same, you know, combat loop of killing the bugs or killing the robots, you know, different kinds of planets, different kinds of, you know, styles of gameplay and stuff like that. And I had unlocked most of the good weapons of the game. I had like the best airdrops, a big laser rifle, all the good stuff. It was just like, there's really nothing else going on. So I just lost interest in it. I said to you guys, I would go back to it if maybe they added new content or something like that. I would consider it, right? So time's passed, and I'll be honest, I haven't really had a desire to go back. No one's really asked for it either. So I don't know what's going on with Helldivers or anything, right? And so all that going on, all of a sudden, I start seeing these negative trends on social media about the game now. So this morning I said, I'll click on one and just see what people are talking about. So I read one post. Just listen to this. I'm just going to read it word for word. Just right off of X. The fall of Helldivers 2 needs to be taught in game dev conferences for decades to come. It is truly astounding how a company turned their Game of the Year contender into a desolate wasteland in just 6 months. That first month was truly magical, and we're never getting it back. And that, FYI, that tweet has over 15,000 likes, over 1,500 retweets, and over 1,000 comments. So people must be agreeing with that sentiment. You know what I'm saying? But then, on the flip side, I start reading some responses, and I see responses like this. Desolate wasteland, but it has 35,000 players currently right now, and that's just on Steam, not accounting for PlayStation. And someone else responded. A reminder, this entire line of thinking is completely unhinged. Helldivers 2 is still around the 30th most played game on Steam. The only games that hold on to these kind of player numbers are esports monsters like Counter-Strike and Dota 2. Right? So, for me, I don't even understand where the discussion's coming from, because I haven't played it. But it's funny, I will say this. When, you know, months ago, when you guys were asking me to play the game, and it was good reason, because, you know, everyone was playing this thing at the time. Like, it was hot. It was the big, focused game that had all the attention on it, right? It did. It really was. Everyone was saying, Helldivers 2, the best game so far this year. Absolutely, you need to play it. You're missing out if you don't play it. And I was like, nah, you know, I don't know if it's going to work for my kind of content and stuff like that. And I played it, and it did work for a while, admittedly. But then after a month of playing it, I just didn't really care anymore, right? So is that what happened? Is it one of these games where there's a cycle where you like it, but then you kind of see everything and you're bored and you stop playing it, and then that's what happened to the player base? That's what happened with Pal World for me. Pal World was a really cool experiment in January, and we played it, and we liked it for like 2-3 weeks, and after like that, I was like, I don't want to play it again. We kind of seen it, you know, it's not a big deal, right? So maybe that's what it is, but I've also heard that a lot of people are upset with the way that they update the game. Okay, so I'm just going to read some comments right out of chat. Ready? Here we go. These are some comments right out of chat. Helldivers is great, but they nerfed one of the best weapons. Excuse me. They're taking the fun out of the game with all these balance patches. Let's see. They tried to insert politics and ban free speech, not just slurs in the game, and people had issues with that. Helldivers 2 was always trash to begin with. Let's see. The issue is they're listening to D2 devs, D2, I don't know what that is, on how to nerf and buff weapons. They make the game not fun to play. My friends and I still play it. There are plenty of people still playing it for what I've seen. They nerf some things and make bad decisions, but it is still popular. And the 7-Star Samurais tagged me and said, people are pissed about the latest update. They nerfed one of the best weapons and didn't add much to the game besides a few new enemy variations and a new difficulty level. So, are you telling me? I haven't played the game now for many months. I think I was playing it like April, May. Are you telling me there's still not a third enemy race? It's still just the robots and the bugs? That's it? If that's the case, then I get it. Like, that's just boring. There's not enough going on in the game. just fighting the same 2 enemy types over and over, I'd be bored too. So it makes sense that they would lose their player base. But again, in regards to a game like this, they probably weren't expecting this level of success. They weren't expecting that this many people would put eyes on their game, and they probably weren't ready to deliver a ton of content. They probably had a roadmap for a more reasonable, smaller scale game, and then when all the insane viral attention got thrown on them, they're like, whoa, let's do as much as we possibly can. Excuse me. But they probably just can't keep up with the demand, right? That would be my guess. I don't know. I don't work for the company. I'm not trying to defend them or anything. But for me, yeah, I played it for the month. I liked it a lot. By the end of the month, I was like, meh, I've seen everything. I'm bored. I'll go back when there's new stuff. And you guys have literally never said a word to me about going back because there's no new stuff I get. Like, well, you know what that reminds me of? Honestly, Halo Infinite. Where, for some unbeknownst reason, 343 Industries didn't think that the latest Halo game would be popular. So they released it with only limited online content, and everyone's like, where's the rest? And they're like, oh, it's coming. And they only would release piecemeal new updates that wasn't enough. And then they dumped the whole online co-op aspect of the game that they'd promised for launch. Like, they had all these missteps with the game, right? It became too popular, had too many eyes on it, too many people cared, they couldn't live up to expectations, and they killed their own game. It died. Within like 6 months, no one was playing it anymore. Sounds to me that's exactly what's happened with Helldivers 2, right? Queen of Hearts says they did just put out an update, but it does seem lackluster. It just seems more like a game you jump in for variety matches with your buddies. Right. And you know what? That can only work for a certain amount of time. Those games aren't going to usually hold ongoing retention of gamers. If anything, it's the exception to the rule when that happens. Like Fortnite. What were the chances that Fortnite was going to do what it did? Right? Fortnite wasn't even designed to be Battle Royale. It wasn't. It was supposed to be tower defense. And then on a whim, they copied PUBG, basically, is what they did. And now all of a sudden, it's the game to play if you're a kid or a streamer. And it got such viral popularity because of that, right? It's crazy to think, right? So yeah, anyway, sad. I don't know. I don't know what really happened with Helldivers. You know, like I said, I'm not in the loop, but apparently there's a lot of controversy. People are not liking it anymore, and it's dying, supposedly. Okay? All right. Now let's get to shout-outs. So anyone who contributed, thank you for waiting and being patient. Let's do the shout-out segment, and if you contribute now, I will give you a shout-out. FYI, this is one of my usual daytime streams. My goal for the stream is to hit $50 in tips by the end of the stream, and that's not just this podcast, but also including, you know, Nintendo World Championships gameplay after. Excuse me. Okay. We start off with Bloodwolf 2A2, who did a whopping $50 super chat this morning. Let's get Bloodwolf up on the leaderboard here. I appreciate that. He says the following. Here, towards the new crown that the king deserves, a crown that fits. I thought you taking Dicker's last chip and felting him was great. Indeed, Dicker's final chip will be here with me for quite some time because I'm not going to let it go. He held on to me for 10 years. So maybe I'll hold on to this for... Oh, I dropped it. Oh, no. Maybe I'll hold on to the king's tax for 10 years. And again, let this be a warning to anyone out there who fucks with someone, bullies someone, one-sided for no reason for a decade. Karma, man. It comes back to bite you. All right? Anything that guy said about me for 10 years is a moot point because what we did on Sunday was truly once in a lifetime, right? And people aren't going to forget that. So I finally got to give my take, my piece on a public stage in front of thousands and thousands of people. It's been clipped. It's been talked about. People loved it. And he's got to remember that forever. It's his own fault. There we go. Maybe I should get it framed, right? Hang it behind me. Anyway, thank you, Bloodwolf, for a $50 super chat. Incredibly generous. Thank you so much. I received a $1.50 tip. First tip of the day. So, let's see here. It's an anonymous tipper. They said, I'll be honest, Phil, I've watched the tractor videos before just because they clip certain topics of discussion that I was interested in hearing you talk about. so I didn't have to sift through your whole podcast or wait for OP Boone's timestamps to be added. This new clipping thing makes sense. Detractors have had a clip monopoly until now. There you go. And I know, and the thing is, honestly, it's because I work so much. If I didn't work as much, I would have time to sit here every day clipping a bunch of stuff. I don't have time for it. It takes a while, too, because you got to wait for the stream to process enough that then you can go into the editor and you can skim through it. If you don't wait like many hours after the stream goes offline, you can't even do that. It's just, there's no preview. You can't even clip it yet. Then once it is clippable, it's a pain to work with. Half the time, it crashes or has issues. And it could take you a while. Like, for example, me going through an hour-and-a-half podcast to find the topics. I got to watch the whole thing. I don't have an hour and a half to watch the whole thing. So now I'm skimming through trying to find topics. You know what I'm saying? FYI, I knew these clips were useful. I'm going to try to find time. The thing is, I can't just do it all myself, and I know I'm not going to be able to keep up with it. There's going to be days there'll be no clips. There's going to be times you guys are yelling at me, why don't I clip something? But that's what I need your feedback for. I need to know what is the important stuff to clip. I would say today, the first thing to clip would be the Metokur discussion, since that's the big news. And number two, I got to clip the news segment that I forgot to record out of this stream and make it a separate video. So those would be the two clips to come out of today's stream, I think, correct? So there you go. All right, thank you for the feedback and for the tip. I just received a $2 tip. Frozen. From Chocoboko. I was watching your PlayStation Home videos the other day. I thought maybe Capcom took some inspiration. That's how World Tour and Battle Hub for Street Fighter 6 was made. You know, I didn't even think about that. You may be right. Because that's kind of how a lot of the World Tour works. You're wandering around with your avatar. It has customizable clothes and things that you buy in-game. Right? It's got all kinds of stuff going on in regard to Street Fighter World and Capcom. As opposed to, you know, that has all Sony properties. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely say perhaps that was an influence. So, that's a good observation, I feel. Let's see here. Shout out to Corey K, who just became a channel member. Thank you, Corey, for a nice fresh membership this morning. I appreciate that, Corey. Thank you so much. Okay. I received a $5 tip. I don't think Jim ever hated you. I've watched the guy for years, even seen him defend you a few times. But again, you have to understand something. I've had so many people dump on me over the years. You know, Review Tech, one of the worst, right? But you've had literally everyone take shots at me. And I don't know who they are. Like right now, I genuinely tell you this, I don't know who this person is. This Metokur guy, I don't know who he is, what he does. I have no clue. I don't follow that kind of content. I have no idea. Honestly, and that's what I mean, like, I have nothing against the guy. The only thing I hear is that he's been very, very harsh and mean to me. And he's a guy that I don't know. So I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I can't counter that. There's nothing I can even really say. And that's the thing. It's always been one-sided for me. It's always been everyone takes shots at me. Everyone takes shots at the king. The king doesn't take shots back because the king doesn't even know who the fuck these people are. Nor do I want to bother myself with it. I got content to make for my followers who actually like me and care about me and want to watch my content, right? So why am I going to bother myself with these people who are just going to sit here and crap on me? The truth is, I'm just not going to. And that's been my attitude for a very long time. Very precious few times are there situations where someone is attacking me and I actually have to, like, know who they are and research it because maybe it's affecting my content and shit. That's happened a few times, okay? But for the most part, you know, I just don't know. So I would tend to believe you now. It's weird that, you know, they want me to do a stream with this guy. It just feels weird to me. I don't even understand it, being honest. Like, I don't think I'm anyone special. I don't think I'm anyone pertinent to anything too important. You know what I'm saying? Why would someone who has health issues, serious health issues, say, well, one of the things I actually want to do is I want to do content with Phil. It's like, what? I can't even fathom that would be on someone's brain because in my head, I will never believe that I'm important enough to have that kind of a priority in someone's life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, I'm told all the time, this is the case. People like me. People like my content. They find inspiration from it. They find, you know, they get passion in their own lives watching me go through the stuff that I've been through. They like my takes. I get it, but I don't. You see, it's kind of a weird dichotomy for me And it probably comes, I mean, honestly, what it probably comes from is I have an awful self-image because of my past, all right, because of the depression and things. As you guys know, I have depression. I like to say I'm past it, but I'm not. It comes back from time to time. It hit me really hard earlier this year once when I didn't even want to get out of bed one day. I was just feeling so sick and sad and depressed. And my wife got me out of bed and said, no, you gotta get up. You can't just be here depressed like this. And she actually talked me out of it, which was really good. But I think that's what it is. Like, I just have a very bad self-view of myself. We joke about me being a king and all this shit. It's just jokes, you know? I don't think of myself like that. I think very lowly of myself, you know? So to think that someone actually cares so much about me that they would watch, like, it's one of my desires is to do this. It blows my mind. I don't understand it. I don't think I'll ever understand it. I don't think it's possible, right? Bloodwolf, thank you. Bloodwolf282 now has become a super supporter of the channel. That's the tier 2 level of support. I appreciate that, Bloodwolf. Thank you. Okay, so I have gotten through the shout-outs so far. If anything else comes in, I will definitely shout it out. Again, my goal is $50 today, just so you guys know, in tips. That's what I'm aiming for. So before we start with Nintendo World Championships, let's do a tiny bit of Q&A, whatever you guys want to talk about. Glimmer says, you've been abused by trolls for over a decade. That will take a toll on anyone's mental health. I mean, yeah. You know, when I started on YouTube, that was one of the few times in my life where I started to get confidence in myself again, because I had a lot of confidence in the Street Fighter community. But then I basically fell out of that. And when I did, and I got my back injury, I got very bad eating. I got very overweight. I was alone, you know, single and depressed. I drank too much, and I hated myself. I hated my life at that point. That was my huge depressive part of my life, my late 20s, essentially. And then when I became a YouTuber, it changed because everyone liked me and wanted to hear my opinions and wanted to see my gameplay videos. And I was like, whoa, that's so different because I've never been like that before. It's different to be, you know, in demand and popular in a positive light. And that lasted for a while, but then it turned. This is how you don't play started. Then all the haters started, the SOK, these fucking insane restreamers and crazy obsessed weirdos. And then it all fell apart. And then, you know, how do you have a good self-image when every day, you know, 99% of people on the internet who talk about you are shitting on you today, saying you're a piece of garbage, right? So I literally have no good self-image at all. I just don't. I don't think of myself in a positive way. And I don't know if that will ever change. It's hard to believe right now that people are actually genuinely watching my react to the Review Tech documentary, that people are watching my content on this channel, that people are watching my stuff and enjoying it, and now say, oh, I'm a newfound fan. I'm going to check your stuff out now. I just, like, I don't believe it. It's weird because it's happening. Like, it's in my face. Like, right now, I can literally open my phone. I can go into YouTube Studio. I can go over to my DSP Reacts channel, and I can see that it says I made thousands of dollars on the live react. I could check it right now, and I could go to the video, and it says that I have 31,000, like 400 plus views on it and climbing, right? And people are loving it. Over 2,000 likes, hundreds of comments, positive comments. And it doesn't because this is what happens when you have depression. It doesn't let you be happy about stuff. It actually makes you feel like shit no matter what. Like, I look at it, I'm like, yeah, it's there, but it's fleeting. It's not going to last. That's what depression really is. It's like this nagging feeling forever that you're never good enough. And no matter what you do, it doesn't matter because it's all meaningless and it's all just going to fucking go away for you anyway. So why celebrate? Why feel good? That's true depression. And I have it. And it fucking won't go away, especially moments like now where things are going good. I feel dread. And it sucks. You don't want to go through life like that. You don't. I don't want that. I don't want those feelings. You know, I'd like to think that maybe there's people out there that like me and cherish things that I've done over the years and respect me, and Metokur would want to talk to me because of good, positive reasons. But my fucking stupid depression won't let me believe that, right? It makes me think like this whole thing's a trap and everyone hates me. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's paranoia is what it is. Because I can think logically and defeat it, but you can't stop the emotion. You understand? That's really what it is at its core. It's raw emotion that overcomes your logic. And it's very hard to stay in a logical mindset when emotion is overwhelming you. And that's what I'm feeling right now, this dichotomy between logic of facts an emotion telling me bad things. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. And this is what I've been going through for a very big portion of my life. Oh, let's see here. Where'd Jade go? Because Jade said something. Jade retracted his comment, so I can't read it now. I don't know why he retracted his comment. Let's see here. I already played Call of Cthulhu for a Halloween marathon years ago. Goldfish, 14 months as a member. It's great you're feeling better. Depression sucks. Thank you, Goldfish. Yes, it's awful. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. Tate S says, I knew who you were over the years, but I never watched you. When you came on a casino, I decided to check you out. Now I'm loving your content. Well, thank you. It's nice of you to say. Avarice says, any advice on how you can ignore outside drama? Most of us are here to chill and enjoy gameplay. Then just chill and enjoy. You know that when I get to my gameplay, that's what it's all about. Today we'll be playing Nintendo World Championships, and that's what the stat stream will be about. This podcast is about open discussion on other topics. That's why I like being a variety creator, because we can do these things in different times. It makes sense to do it, to section it out like that, right? Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Have you ever had panic attacks? The only panic attack I ever had, I was driving on the highway, coming back from a doctor's appointment, where I've been diagnosed with my severely herniated disc, and I started getting shooting pain and numbness in my leg, and I was driving very fast, and I had a panic attack in the car thinking I was going to veer off the road and kill myself and others. I literally was hyperventilating. I couldn't see, so I had to pull off the highway as quick as I could and just pull over and sit there for like 15, 20 minutes to calm myself down on the side of the road. That was terrifying. Because it's one thing if you're having a panic attack in the safety of your own house. It's another thing if you're having it out in a car on a highway, right? No, I have not tried modding Street Fighter 6 yet. In fact, I was having a chat with Brian about that. That possibly we should do. He says, yeah, you totally should do it. You should do, like, get some modded skins and things for your main. So I might have to look into that at some point. The villain says, dude, you have a support system. Most people who don't have relationships or anything get it even worse. You'll be fine. People who are alone suffer worse. Villain, I know. That was me. That was me in my late 20s. Like I said, I was at this job where I was feeling underappreciated and overworked and not, you know, really valued for what I was doing. I was single. All right. I had a back injury. I was fat. You know, like everything was bad. Like everything in my life at that point was going wrong. And so that's why I got to, you know, heavy drinking, alcoholism and shit during that point in my life. I would never want to go back there, but I don't think I ever would. I'm happily married. That's the thing. You're right. Because I have positive things in my life. I have an amazing family. And my wife, I love her to death. She loves me. We care about each other. I've got a great job with a supportive community of people. And now I have newfound success out of nowhere. This is all amazing, you know? Lucky Gremlin says, happy you streamed at the casino and it went well. You deserved it. Thank you, Lucky Gremlin. Can I flip Rich's chip like Harvey Dent in Batman? I don't know if I can. It's kind of, I've never tried that before. Can I flip a chip and catch it? Yeah, I can. Look at that. It's the first time I ever attempted it. That's easy to do, too. There you go. I guess I still got hand-eye coordination even in my 40s. Let's see. Okie dokie says, water under the bridge. You're missing out on beneficial relationships because you have a history with someone. Again, but I'm not. Like, I'm understanding now. My mind is getting open now because people are giving me a chance. I'm willing to give other people a chance. Like I said, this Metokur thing, I would be willing, water under the bridge, to do something with him, you know, when he's up to it. Looking all ratchet. So I think you're hilarious. You make me laugh. I watch your old videos when I'm feeling down. You do make a difference. Thank you. Now hold on. Everything just scrolled. Shit. The Donkey with a $2 super chat. Just enjoy life. Here, have a carrot. Gee, thanks, Donkey. Thanks for the delicious carrot. Actually, I had carrots for dinner yesterday. Just carrots. A giant pile of carrots is what I ate for dinner yesterday. Right. Did losing weight help me manage my pain? Are you kidding me? I would say that's probably the primary reason why I have less pain. Because when I was 240, you know, I had this giant gut I was lugging around. my knees fucking hurt. Like, legit, my knees were aching, and I, pain in the nerves of my knees because I was carrying around so much. And that just, it exacerbated the back injury, right? Oh, let's see here. Queen of Hearts says, Fortnite was able to keep the hype up by constantly adding characters from different IPs, creating that call to action for players to grind to get the new skins, or then you would get left behind. There you go. They had a formula that worked as a games as a service. New Gene says, if Nintendo reveals their next-gen system, what month do you think they'll do it? I don't know. I have no idea. Daxma asks, is Nintendo World Championships worth $30? Depends on if you like classic NES games, if you like challenge runs, because this is not the full games, right? If you like challenge runs, you're going to like this game. But it's up to you. You know, it's really more of a personal question for yourself and what your preferences are. Yeah. Double M says, do you think that if your trolls and detractors got purpose in their lives, they would move on from hating me? Let me put it this way. If the trolls and detractors, all right, actually found meaningful things to do with their lives outside of the internet stuff, yes. The problem is with people like that, why do they become part of those kind of hate communities, hate cults, hate groups? They have nothing going on for them in real life. No relationships, no true friendships. Their real life sucks. So instead, they create this virtual existence for themselves of other people of like experience in mind, and they cluster together to become these webs of hate. Now they have a common purpose, to hate on someone, to deride someone, to bring someone down, and that becomes their renewed existence because their in-person existence sucks. Because in truth, if your in-person existence is good, if you're happy, if you're in a relationship, right? You're a couple, or maybe you have kids, or maybe even you got a good family life with your parents, brothers and sisters. You have a friend network. You're constantly having fun with friends and going out and doing stuff. You have a job that's great, and you love it, and you're actively engaged in it. If you have all this healthy stuff going on in your life, why do you have time to go on the internet to shit on someone, and why would you care? The only reason people do that stuff is because they have nothing going on. I can vouch for it because I've been there. When I was in my 20s, I had nothing going on, so I became an internet troll towards the Street Fighter community. I became the big heel. DSP, Darkside Phil, was the biggest dick to everyone in the Street Fighter community. I shat on people left, right, up, and down to get a rise out of them. I got my jollies doing that. But later on in my life, when I realized it's better to be a better player, to actually organize and run tournaments, to do things constructive for the community than to be destructive, I had a change in my mind, an epiphany. It flipped, and a switch flicked on like that. And I said, I don't need to be like that anymore. I want to be a better person, right? And I changed for the better. And I don't troll people on the internet and shit anymore. I learned from it. I grew from it. And the thing is, at one point in your life, too, as you get older and you see stuff around you change, there's a lot of things about the human condition you don't understand until you're older, right? When you get to middle age, and you're seeing people around you get old, and some of them pass away, and you start to see life change in a lot of ways, not for the good, but for the bad. And you see this stuff happen, you realize that, like, time is short, life is fleeting. You can't be fucking around. You don't have enough time to fuck around and waste your life. But these people don't get that because they're still young and they have nothing going on in their life to make them think that it's worthwhile to spend time there. So they jump right to the virtual and they shit on people. It's a pretty sick existence, honestly. Oh, let's see here. Jade says, I'm a big fan of Yakuza. I watch you play all the games. I miss Kiryu and Ichiban. I'm mad now that the show's not going to be like the games. Yeah, I know, right? We all were expecting to see a TV show rendition of our favorite characters and everything. And it sounds like the characters will be in it, but it's not going to be like the games. They're going to change it entirely. That's really stupid, right? I'm aware of that. Forever X alone says there's a Black Myth Wukong benchmark test on Steam. It'll be interesting to see me do it. I agree. Maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to do System Shock Remake. But before we start, maybe we could do that. Like, spend some time messing with it and see how Black Myth Wukong will run. I'm down for that. I agree. It's incredibly sad as you get older and you start to see your friends, your family members, people you knew over the course of your life get sick and pass away. You know, it's happening to me right now with a couple family members. And it's very sad, and it's like, I don't know how I'm going to handle it. It happens. Some friends of mine from back in the day I found out recently had passed away, and I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. You know, People, like, you grow up watching people on TV as a kid, and now as you're getting older, they're passing away. And now you're realizing this is it. Like, yeah, life is temporary. You have to accept that. And then it hits you like a ton of bricks right in your face. Oh my God. What the fuck was I doing with my youth? Why did I spend so many years as an idiot troll on SRK forums and on dumb podcasts hating on people instead of being a nice person and doing constructive things? I'm a fucking moron, but you don't get that. When you're young, you think you're going to live forever. You think you're invincible. Or if you still have that mindset, right? Because at one point in life, you'll get to that point where things change, and then you realize the existence of humans and what it really means, and then you start to cherish the things that you kind of took for granted previously. And that's the situation I'm in now. It's like, why would I ever waste my time trolling? Right? Why would I do that? I'd be a complete loser idiot, completely wasting everything important on this planet. Right? Yes, I have a gaming PC now. Someone donated it. It's amazing. Wouldn't the Yakuza show be boring if it was the same as the games? It would be even worse than a prequel. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. You know what I mean? I mean, look at the... I'm not asking for it to be a frame-by-frame recreation of the games, right? But when they say, we literally decided to tell the cast, do not watch any source material because we're doing our own thing that's different, that's a bad sign. That's just a really bad sign, okay? Okay. Okie dokie, if you didn't notice, June the King doesn't really do interviews and stuff for his documentaries unless it's absolutely needed as supplemental information. Like, he just says, well, do you think he would interview John Rambo for your documentary? Do you watch June the King? Did he interview anyone for the Review Tech documentary? Every once in a while he will, and it's necessary because he needs to get the right narrative for the story. John already said his piece. He made a whole video about it years ago, hour and a half, crapping on me. His piece has been said, and he's disappeared from the internet. Why would June be trying to seek him out for an interview when his side of the story has already been told? Right? I think you're a little off base here. You're saying there's a fake? There's someone impersonating? Seriously? There's someone impersonating? This one's from April. I don't know. Ah, this is the one. There is. I got him. What the fuck? Work. Why is it not fucking working? The whole page is crashed. There we go. Okay. I got the fake one. There's a fake one that was made 2 days ago. And I just got him. Jade, my reacting did insanely well. Didn't you hear, Jade? The stream that I did with the Kino Casino guys on Sunday got around 3,000 to 4,000 live viewers. As of now, it's 31,000 views and climbing. Everyone on the internet's talking about it, clipping it, reacting to it. I made thousands of dollars, no lie. I made thousands of dollars on the stream. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. What's the figure in the box in the background? This one, that's Blanca, the Funko Pop. This one is Link. Oh, my nose itches. Link from Breath of the Wild, Amiibo. That's the two things in the box. I don't know which one you were talking about. Oh, my nose itches all of a sudden. Ah. Where will I spend the money I made on the stream? Let's see. I'll probably spend it on crack cocaine. I'll probably buy 2 or 3 sports cars. I'll probably spend at least $50,000 just on mobile games this week. Definitely. Let's see what else. Because I definitely made that much on the stream. I made a few based $1 million on that stream. Of course I did. Yes. No. It's not enough money to repair the bathroom. My bathroom is wrecked. That shower has water damage coming through the wall, which means the pipe is leaking. There's mold in the side of the shower. So basically, we'd have to do that entire shower needs to be ripped out, plus the wall needs to be taken down, and the pipes in the wall need to be repaired, and then it has to be rebuilt. That's probably thousands upon thousands of dollars of work. Plus, the toilet doesn't work, so the toilet probably needs to be removed and replaced. So there's an insane amount of work that has to go in that bathroom. So I can't renovate that bathroom until I have real money from, like, maybe a refinancing, which I can't do right now because the economy and interest rates are so bad. So. Excuse me. And that's just one of many things in the house that we wanted to fix. Our kitchen is terrible. One of our kitchen cabinets literally ripped off, and we can't fix it. It's shitty fiberboard cabinet, so you can't even fucking fix it. And we're like, we want to redo the kitchen. We don't have money. We could, if the economy turns around in the U.S., which it may in the next few years, if interest rates go back to normal, we have insane amounts of equity in our home. We can refinance this house and get money out to do this kind of stuff. We don't have central air in the house. It's hot as fuck during the summer. You don't have central air. But we were told it's around $10,000 to $13,000 to put central air into the house. This is all shit that we want to do, and we can't because right now the country fucked us. So once the country stops fucking its citizens, we can actually do something with the house. Yeah, my blinds have been broken in the office forever. I never replace them. They're fine. They're broken, but they serve their purpose. So I haven't really messed with that, right? I had a broken dishwasher for almost 2 years now. Every time we thought we were going to replace the dishwasher, every time we saved the money, because to replace a dishwasher cost anywhere from, like, a cheap one's like $300. You probably don't want to cheap out. You probably want to get like a $500, $600 one. Every time that we would save up the money to do it, something else would happen and we wouldn't have the money again. So thankfully we didn't pull the trigger on it and then not have the money for the important thing, And again, I don't tell you guys my personal shit because I don't want to unload that stuff on you. We've got stuff going on that's personal stuff that's weighing down on us right now. You don't have money for anything, This stream obviously is going to help a lot with everything that's going on, but I just can't frivolously be dumping and spending. You know what I mean? Yeah, but keep in mind, we lived here for 10 years. Now what's going to happen is things are going to start to have problems. Yeah, our washer dryer aren't as good as they used to be. Eventually, we're going to have to replace them. These things are coming up. It's like, it's all going to hit. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh. Okay. All right, guys. Last chance. If there's anything to ask or last minute contribution before we end the show and we jump over to, Nintendo gameplay, Nintendo World Championships. Last chance. No, I haven't been to the movies in a ton of years. We haven't been to the movie theater since pre-COVID. So. No one knows when my documentary is coming out. The best estimate is by the end of this month. That's the best estimate. Not guaranteed, but it's supposedly will likely be coming out by the end of this month. The way I see it, June the King's documentary on Review Tech is doing so well. I don't know if you guys have checked on it recently. Let me see. Hold on. The Rich documentary, which has only literally been out for 2 days now, has 579,000 views and rapidly climbing. Like every day it's getting like another 50 to 100,000 views. And I mean, my take on that, I don't think June the King expected that. That was supposed to be a filler documentary. For some perspective, his documentary on The Completionist, which came out a month ago, has just hit 1 million views. Just now, a month later. He got over 500,000 views in 2 days on the Review Tech one. So the way I see it, he probably wants to give time to Review Techs, like let it be there for 2 or 3 weeks before he puts out mine. Or you don't want to kill your audience, you know what I mean? That's still watching it. At the same time, I'm sure there's a lot of things going on with editing and everything. You know, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I'm sure I'll know before anybody else when my own documentary is coming out. Play Cool tipped me $1. Did you see my email about Sea of Stars? I don't think so. You have a save file of almost 16 hours on the Series X. Since you want to finish the game, you should before you give the console to Cat. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm considering going back to it eventually. And that was kind of one of the ideas to do for the summer. And then I got a gaming PC. So, you know, it kind of changed. Someone says Sea of Stars is cross-platform, that as long as you have the save file, you can actually import it into the PC version, and I would be able to continue it on my PC. And if that's the case, that's probably what I would do. But no one's giving anyone any console or anything right now. Like, Kat's not into any games right now at all. She's playing nothing. So, I will see you tonight, Jade. Yes, we'll see if I can hit a new record, right? It'll be fun. What is my next event stream after my next documentary react? Good question. You're right. I'm not planning any special event streams because I knew we were going to have the Review Tech react and my own react coming up this month. So I didn't plan anything. You're absolutely right. Normally, end of the year, I do a Halloween event on Halloween and a Christmas event right before Christmas. So those are kind of a lock, okay? Outside of that, would I do another special event? I don't know. I think September is going to be a very loaded month for games. And that might want to be my focus rather than trying to do another special event wedged in there with a crowbar. So I might just do games. We'll see, though. We'll see how stuff goes. Lewis says, are you and June going to be able to stay on good terms even if he oversteps a bit? Lewis, let me explain something to you. Okay? For 10 years, I have been the whipping boy of the internet. Every possible negative thing that could be said about me has already been said in droves. June does as good of a job as he can to vet as much information as he can, or at least if he presents something, he'll present it as, here's what I found, right? Here's what I believe. He's not going to say, this is an outright fact, unless something can be outright proven as a fact. I'm okay with him presenting all of the controversial shit that my haters have said over the years. It's already been said. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, there's no cross progression online? That sucks. Someone just said, yeah, there's no cross progression. Ugh. But anyway, I don't believe that June is going to turn this into a hit piece. He's going to turn it into a full coverage piece about what people have said about me, right? And then based on what's found or whatever, you make your own judgment. You know what I'm saying? He outright told me he's not going to cover complete unsubstantiated bullshit. For example, the bullshit about people saying that I groomed my ex when she was underage. And then when she was of age, then we got together, which never happened. And there's no evidence of that because it never happened. You can't have evidence of it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not even going to entertain that kind of shit. There's no point. There's nothing. It's just something someone made up, right? He will cover all these crazy other things. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't believe that June the King is going to overstep any boundaries or anything like that. I don't believe he will. I think he's going to cover all the same bullshit that I've heard a million times and I've already addressed. And like I said, that's why I know some of it's going to be so fucking annoying. Because I don't want to talk about this stuff I can't talk about. I've been legally advised not to talk about certain things. It's in my best interest, so I'm not going to. So there's going to be chunks of the documentary I'm like, well, I can't really say anything about this right now. You know, it is what it is. I got to leave it alone. And then people will be like, oh, well, then we can't believe you. Well, you can't then. Oh, well, move on. You know, that's all I can say. You know, I'm not gonna waste time retreading the same bullshit. That was the whole point of me doing this insane interview with Side Scrollers last year, to not have to do it again and again and again, right? In fact, that's probably what's going to happen. I would bet, as we're watching this, what June's going to do, he'll say, so here's what his detractors say, here's the evidence they presented, here's how Phil responded, judge for yourself, make the connections, right? And I'm sure he'll take some guesses, too, at stuff that's going on and stuff. I'm sure he will. Here's the truth. Here's the absolute truth. Absolutely not one single person who's ever guessed at the truth of anything in these situations has gotten it right. There's only very few people who know the truth. Myself and my family, my bankruptcy lawyer, the lawyer who judged the bankruptcy and granted it to me, okay? And essentially the legal authorities who need to know stuff about my finances. That's it. Those are the only people who actually know the truth about my situation. And that's the only people who will ever know. Because I'm not going to tell anyone else, because guess what? It's none of anyone's business at all. So that's why. And that's what I mean. You're like, well, are you going to show everything? No, I'm not going to show you anything. I don't have to. None of this ever should have come to light. It's only because of my obsessive trolls that anything was ever questioned, anything was ever brought to light as it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, and a million circumstantial guesses and things and conspiracy theory, tinfoil hats going on. It never was anyone's business to begin with. It had nothing to do with my content. It had nothing to do with the public face I put out as a business. So no one should have ever cared. Right? Okay. That being said, we got to end the show now. It's late now. Okay? So thank you guys for chilling. Okay, so what should we cut out? I should cut out the Metokur segment. I should cut out the game news that I screwed up. And maybe I could cut out the one more part. I was thinking maybe talking about how I have a hard time believing positivity because of the depression and how it affects me. Maybe that. Like, those could be kind of interesting clips out of this podcast, right? I'll have to see later tonight how much time I have to clip all, because it takes a long time to clip. So I don't even know if I'll have enough time about that, right? Okay. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for supporting. Tomorrow, I will recap how everything went on today's gameplay streams. Hopefully, I'll have some good news about my performance in Nintendo World Championships as well as Street Fighter 6. I'll also cover any game news or whatever. And that's that. Tomorrow's my final streaming day of the week before my break. So, all right, everyone, have a good day. See you tomorrow. Peace out.